Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Today, a little recap of month five on this financial wellness journey. Last August was month five. It's been a great month. It had its ups and downs, but yeah, overall a great month. And I'm learning the importance now of the emergency fund as I'm currently in this process of searching for a new place. And I'm kind of at a crossroad. Like, do I go with something cheaper or do I pay more? If I pay more, I feel like I'm going to be actually much more happier because of the location. There's a dog who lives there, and I'll be closer to my friends since I do like to spend time at the beach, and that's the other side of town for me. Now, I was just at the beach, and I think it was a good example of just having a good time out there, play, fun, laughter. That's things that I live for, to be honest. And if I can have that every day, it just fuels me. It just fuels me, and I feel re-energized. I also get in shape by being at the beach, and it just has this like great connection to be on the same wavelength as the people that I'm surrounded with. And then in doing so, I perform better at work. I feel more aligned with what matters to me in life. If I pay less, I can still actually go to the beach, but I just have less amenities. And all of this is teaching me to just have more money. And I wish it was just that easy. And I was listening to Novak Djokovic, who's currently in the U.S. Open, and he was interviewed on Jay Shetty, and he learned that money was like a necessity since his family was poor, and he learned this at like 10, 11, 12 years old. And for him, he needed to be successful. He knew that not being successful was not an option for his family um, to survive, because I think there was no money literally when his dad told him at that young age. And that's when he was starting to play tennis at such a young age. And maybe that's what sparked him since then to be where he is. And he's one of my favorite tennis players. Um, and I just love his mindset. And I do love listening to all athletes who have this kind of mindset. And for me, I usually apply that mindset for like training, but I need to apply, his mindset also for life. And in this case, this is where I lack. I feel like I have this like financial dysmorphia, and I was telling my therapist that too. Um, and I think this financial dysmorphia is just a collective of learning from my family, who grew up really poor, who had nothing, who has a scarce mindset. They grew up in a third world country, right? And I've seen them very frugal and very cheap in their behavior, their action, as well as emotionally. And in a way, it scares me to live like that or be like that. But I've learned this as a child. I learned this in my teenage years and also in my 20s. And yeah, I realize it has affected me into now. So I want to apply the same concept. Not being successful is not an option. And more money will, of course, solve my money problems. I want that, definitely. I know money does not buy happiness, but at least money brings more options. And it would just be nice when I can just take a vacation. I know money's still generating somehow. And yes, that's why I am on this financial wellness journey. So, month five is teaching me that because I need about almost $6,000, which I don't have liquidable. I do have that money, but I need to touch my investments, my nest egg. So I may have to do that. I'm going to use everything that I can from my income this month, and then I may need to take $1,000 to $3,000, let's say, out of my investments. So not too much, not too much, right? But let's talk about August, month five. My average income, right, every month is about $3,500. I made a little more, which is great. I made $4,218.53 last month. And my nest egg for the differential between my expenses, my credit card bill was quite high because I would say I bought some products, I bought some sealed products, I bought Pokemon stuff on my credit card for a retail price. And the total was 3,051.78. uh, sorry, the total expenses was $3,051.78. So the leftover of my income and expenses was $1,100. So that $1,100 went to basically more investing. I went pretty much all in the past 5 months with my investing. And for the past 5 years, yeah, I did not have an emergency at all. So now I need to create an emergency fund. So now moving forward, I see myself having like a 2 or 3 month emergency fund as they recommend, just so I can prevent any future stress like this. And life is always kind of a learning experience, right? And not everything's going to be up, not everything is going to be down. So it is kind of a roller coaster in a way. But emotionally and mentally, I would like to just be prepared for those highs and for those lows. So moving forward, yes, I want to be prepared for any bills or emergency funds. And I'm so happy that my net worth is where it's at right now. So let's talk about month four, the total net worth. This is my Pokemon collection. This is also my brokerage account and whatever little I have in my checking and savings account. I have a total of $36,259.88 in July, month four. At the end of August, we'll talk about the brokerage account. That's $29,000. 80 $29,000. Let's just say that. We'll round down. And then my Pokemon collection was $22,500. It went more. I didn't buy much more. It went more because I picked up my collection at my mom's place. So it was actually about 4.5 thousand or a little more. And yeah, so now my total is $51,624 for my net worth. I'm halfway to making that $100,000 where I wanted to have my net worth at. And now I may just have to use maybe $1,000 to $3,000, like I said. Probably maybe a little more, perhaps. And at least my investments will still be growing, right? So I'm not going to touch the Roth IRA account. I have money, thank goodness, in my individual account, in the taxable account. So for September, I am hoping to make $4,000 or more. So moving forward, I would like to bump the average monthly income right now. And if I can just make $5,000 easily, yes, that would give me more breathing room. But I feel like I'm just stressed because of the move and because of this big credit card bill. And I didn't have to. This big credit card bill right now, it's at $3,000 because of the Evolving Skies booster box. If I didn't have to buy that booster box, my credit card bill would be $700. This is, of course, my fault, but I knew I will be taking care of this. And kind of the cool part is I bought that like mid July, I think. Yeah, I think I bought that like mid July. So I basically have like over a month and a half to take care of that expense, right? But I just didn't prepare to just saving that money, holding on to the money to pay for it now. I do have, let's say, 14 days. I have 2 weeks until this credit card bill. So mentally, that's where I'm at, taking care of this. But this financial wellness journey, I'm so glad to be on it because it just motivates me to be moving forward. And I see myself in the future not dealing with stuff like this because when I fill out an application for rent, like when I see how much money you have in your account, it puts a lot of stress on me. Actually, I'm like, man, they're gonna judge me on this if I don't have money. Luckily, I don't have any debt and I have a high credit score. But I know if I was renting out a place, I would make sure this person has money in their savings account just for an emergency, right? Like, let's say they get laid off or something comes up. That is a liability to the landlord or to the owner of the place. Um, yeah, and I just would like to have flexibility too, because vacation, I took the weekend off. I took Labor Day weekend off, and I didn't get paid for it. Um, but it was just a few $100s worth. But for me right now, every few $100s matters. But I had to reframe that because it was quality time spent, and I did kind of gain more because I picked up my collection and I finally added it to the collector app. And yeah, it's crazy to see. But yeah, my Pokemon collection is now around this value, just approximately this amount. My friend was asking me yesterday over dinner, when are you gonna sell it? And I'm like, I don't know yet. I don't know yet because it's still growing, it's still appreciating, and it's like I don't need to sell it right now. But I think once I'm there, I'll figure that out. For sure, it will be after the move. It won't be anytime soon that I will be taking care of, of my collection. And I'm really in no rush to sell it because it's cool to see it just grow. Like literally, I wish I have more data on this to see like the percentage on these things, um, compared to like my Fidelity account or my Robinhood account where it tells you, your initial like your cash value or your assets or whatever, and then there's the principal, and then there's an interest gain from that, the total gain value. Um, but I know everything that works out, and I've been using that mantra lately. It always works out, or let it work out. And at the end of the day, it always does work out. I'm gonna be all right for this month. This is month 6. I am excited for it because my move will be a new place in October 1st at the end of the month. And this month, I do have plenty of work too. I have things kind of lined up, and I feel like my income, I'll figure that out at the end of, but I feel like my income for this month will be at minimum $4,000 or more. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for just watching and supporting. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video, all right? Take care of your investments, protect your nest egg, and have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys.